got you interested in making movies, Sean?
The first time I wanted to make a movie was when I was in 6th grade, and our class did something called the DARE program, you know.
Yeah.
And at the very end of the program, you have to somehow convey that you aren't going to do drugs and you've learned everything from the program, you've completed it, and you've become a better person. So while all the other classes were doing community work and you know, singing to elderly people in the nursing home, our class got the joy and privilege to be in my very first movie, titled Quaid Boy and the Evil Drug Monster. So they were very jealous of our class.
Have there been any movies or people such as filmmakers or directors that have inspired you or influenced you?
Ever since I was a kid, the very first filmmaker that ever inspired me was George Lucas, and then I found out he was friends with Steven Spielberg, and then pretty much those have been the only ones that I've really followed and been, you know, as my idols. When it comes to Steven Spielberg, Jurassic Park was the first film I saw his, and I remember being a little kid, around 5 or 7, and having to wait 3 or so weeks just to be able to see the film, since it was always sold out. And that was, you know, it was like, wow, dinosaurs, real dinosaurs.
Your trademark as a student filmmaker seems to be like making full-length features. Tell us a bit about planning and the challenges of making those films.
I love the challenge of a feature film because it's big and everything's at stake. It's like juggling. The more balls you have up in the air, or the more stuff you're juggling at once, for me, the more of a rush you get.
Not too many students put together full-length features. What skills are most important to get those features done, like organization, negotiation, creativity, and persuasion? What does it take to pull those off?
Well, first off, Tyler, anyone can do a feature.
Yeah.
But whether it's a good or bad feature, that's the big challenge. Pretty much anytime you sit down and you're like, I'm going to make a feature, longer process. It takes a lot of time, and you know, you have to be committed to it and dedicated.
From your experience in the film industry to date, what is your most memorable or rewarding experience?
It's right before the cameras roll, and then the first time you say action, and you're seeing how everything's about to come together. If it's going to come together, it's the most frightening yet rewarding yet fantastic moment, because you know, you've been talking about your project or whatever forever, you know, and it's not until you actually, you know, roll the film and see how the actors are working and see how the lighting and editing and everything, see if it's going to work. That's the most rewarding part, to see it come to life.
I worry that this one she adores, always whistling in photographs, maybe concealing something.